Earth, fire, air, water. Only the Avatar can master all four elements and bring balance to the world.
Platinum Games are known for their excellent and crazy combat. With titles such as Bayonetta, Vanquish, and Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance under their belt, it was a no-brainer that they were the studio to take on the game based on the excellent Legend of Korra animated series. Even though it takes some time for you to be bending like the all-powerful Avatar that we know and love from the TV show, combat is addictive and empowering as you bend the elements at your will to take down countless enemies. Sadly, this is about the only thing that Platinum gets right during the 4 to 5 hour game. Bland environments, palette-swapped enemies, a weak story, and restricted environments plague The Legend of Korra and restrict it from becoming anything more than just another forgettable game. The Legend of Korra animated series prides itself on a great story along with its entertaining and memorable characters. Unfortunately, its video game counterpart lacks both of these awesome attributes. The story is vapid and lackluster. A mysterious old man antagonist who has a 1,000-year-old grudge against the Avatar takes Korra's bending from her, and she is tasked with getting her bending back as well as taking him down before he destroys the Avatar. Apart from Mako and Bolin's extremely brief appearance at the beginning of the game, Jinora and Iroh in the form of a floating helping apparition and the shopkeeper respectively are the only two familiar characters that you'll meet along the short campaign. Even though the cutscene animations are just as expertly crafted as the TV show, making some moments feel like you're actually sitting back and watching another episode, the in-game environments and the palette-swapped enemies quickly drag you back to reality. As you make your way through the 8 short chapters, you will run through the small number of different restricted bland environments and fight the same enemies over and over again in small arena-type areas. Despite the vapid story and the repetitive enemies and environments, The Legend of Korra definitely stands out with its fighting mechanics. At the beginning of the game, Korra starts out with no bending at all. The combat at this stage feels clunky and disjointed, although as you start to regain your bending abilities, the combat starts to click. As Korra, you will smash through countless enemies with fluid and powerful attacks, and with the ability to buy new moves from Iroh at his shop, you will feel like an avatar in no time. The enemies basically come in only a handful of different types, and you will constantly be fighting the same ones over and over again. Iroh also offers a number of different potions, buffs, and upgrades at his shop that will definitely come in handy, especially later on in the game, as it becomes pretty difficult even on the normal difficulty setting. Korra has definitely been made to entice you to play through it a number of different times, and with its short 4 to 5 hour campaign, I didn't really mind jumping straight back into the New Game Plus on the hardest difficulty. New Game Plus allows you to start the game with all of your bending capabilities straight away, allowing for you to tackle the harder enemies, apply the buffs you have already purchased, and reach those collectibles that you couldn't get on the first playthrough. The Legend of Korra also features a couple of minigames in the form of the Pro Bending and a Naga Endless Runner. The Naga minigames are littered throughout the 8 chapters, and they are basically a simple, endless runner type game where Korra rides Naga through busy streets to collect points and escape her foes that are pursuing her. These sections aren't very entertaining at all and deliver nothing more than a small break between constantly beating up enemies. The Pro Bending, however, is a nice addition, and it has you fighting as the Fire Ferrets from the TV show as you battle against a number of different teams and compete to become the best Pro Bender. I held such high hopes for a Korra game that was being developed by the excellent Platinum Games. Despite boasting fun and satisfying combat and a great Pro Bending minigame, sadly so many missteps plagued the game. Bland environments, repetitive enemies, and a weak story that includes barely any of the loved characters from the TV show drag this game down to being one that would sorely disappoint any fan of the show. We give this game a 6.4 out of 10.
If you stand your ground, it might help you to earthbend again.